When that ancient practice known as travelling is finally resurrected, few of us will be happy to shoulder the financial and time-consuming cost of an additional 2 weeks quarantined in a hotel. Cue
home quarantine.
Today, Gladys Berejiklian announced
a home quarantine trial that we'll be doing in New South Wales. That will start in the next couple of weeks.
This pilot program for double-vaxxed people will include some actual pilots, Qantas aircrew among the 175 participating in the program, taking a cue from South Australia's trial that began last month.
Where we utilise technology to allow police and health to continue to check in on a person during their home-based quarantine.
Home quarantine is the way forward, as long as those who they live with are fully vaccinated and consent to somebody having home quarantine. But it's a great idea, and it's certainly for the future.
Tasmania is also testing the waters. Its own home quarantine trial kicks off next week, open to those returning from regional New South Wales who have been fully vaccinated and returned a negative COVID test.
They must have a suitable house to quarantine in with no other occupants in the property.
But there's one key difference in the approaches. Unlike Tassie and SA, New South Wales will reduce the quarantine window from 14 days to just 7.
If you're fully vaccinated, you've arrived negative, you probably can safely leave home quarantine on day 10 or even a little earlier, because the incubation period for Delta, being so infectious, is shorter by a couple of days.
With up to 30 breaches of hotel quarantine to date, some leading to dangerous outbreaks, few will be sorry to see the system replaced. But how the new one will be enforced is also a hot-button issue. South Australia's facial recognition software has, like every element of modern life, been described as Orwellian.
People will be contacted on a random basis. They've got to reply within 15 minutes.
If they don't reply, police are notified to come pay a visit, and you'll have to get your Ferris Bueller on.
Please, don't make me stay home again.
So which new system will prove a winner? And when will we finally be done with hotel quarantine?
Nothing about COVID has been good, but I reckon this is great. Because when you go on a holiday, right, when you get back, say you go away for 2 weeks and you go overseas and you get back and you've got jet lag, the last thing you want to do is go straight back into the office.
Yes.
Whereas now you're forced to have a week at home.
Yeah, you have a holiday from your holiday.
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
I mean, the scariest part of the whole thing is that if you don't reply to a text message within 15 minutes, the cops show up at your house. I am screwed. I take days.
That's not true. You're on your phone 7 hours a day, Nazim. There's no excuse for that at all.
Just your text.
You'd be all over it. It's me that's got to worry. I'm the one never on my phone.
With so much content online, it's sometimes hard to keep up with it all. And let's face it, who has the time? The Project YouTube has you covered with the stories that matter. Hit subscribe for a daily list of the news that you need to know.